Welcome everyone to Formula One in 2026. We are ready for the first qualifying session of the new season, and the start of the new era begins now. Charles Leclerc goes second fastest on the medium tyres and off the road. Max Verstappen in the Red Bull has gone into the barriers at turn number one, and the four-time world champion makes it a disastrous start to qualifying in 2026 as he slams into the barrier and out of Q1. Oh, he just locked the rears going into turn one, and then he slammed into the wall. You don't often see Max Verstappen making mistakes like that, because that's the first time he's been knocked down in Q1 since Paolo last year. This time he's out in Q1 with a crash. Oh dear.
Locked on the rear axles. Fantastic.
Fernando Alonso driving a car who looks to be 3 seconds slower than the rest of the field. Alonso crosses the line and he remains in 16th place. Can anyone go quicker than him? Here comes Sergio Perez in the Cadillac, back in Formula One. Can he get his car into Q2? That's Valtteri Bottas crossing the line first in his Cadillac, and Perez goes ahead of him, but both Cadillacs are knocked down Q1. Franco Colapinto, the last one across the line. Can he get his Alpine into Q2? Yes, he can. And he knocks out Fernando Alonso in the Aston Martin. Colapinto squeezes through. Alonso, Perez, Bottas, and the it was out of no time. Carlos Sainz, Lance Stroll, and the big shock, Max Verstappen. We're on board with Isaac Hadjar on his debut for the Red Bull team, looking to see if he's got the form to fight at the front like his teammate. Hadjar remains 5th fastest between the two McLarens. Here comes Franco Colapinto up towards the line. Can the Argentine get into Q3? No, he can't. 16th and a second away from Bortoleto in the Audi. Here comes his teammate Pierre Gasly in the other Alpine. Has he got enough pace in his Alpine to get into the top 10? Gasly coming into the final two corners now. Can the Frenchman get himself into Q3 once again? He's been in the top 10 times in 2025. Can he get into the top 10 again at the start of 2026? No, he can't. Only 14th fastest, and 14th will be the best. That is Gabriel Bortoleto in the Audi. He's got through to the top 10, but he won't be taking part because his Audi car has stopped at the pit lane entry. That's a shame for the young Brazilian and the 2024 F2 champ. Alex Albon, what's happened to him in Williams? And he's going to go wide and get onto the grass at turn one, right there. That's a shame for the Thai driver. So, Hulkenberg, Behrman, Ocon, Gasly, Albon and Colapinto are knocked down in Q2. Q3 comes next. Oh, that is something flying off. Looked like an airbox or something falling out. We're looking at Kimi Antonelli. The Mercedes team did very well to fix his car after his crash in FP3. And what's going to happen here? This is Lando Norris. And he just went straight over it. The world champ picking up debris.
I just checked. I hit a lot of debris.
We're on board with George Russell, who's looking to be one of the favourites for the championship this year. And he's got the car that is looking to fight at the front once again in Formula One. Can George Russell get his car on pole to start 2026 off with a flyer? Here comes George Russell to the line, and he takes personal pole with a 1:19.0. Keep an eye on Isaac Hadjar, who's gone fastest in the middle sector, and he goes to the front row, but already 6/10 of a second behind Russell. What about the homeboy, Oscar Piastri? Can he get on the front row? No, he can't. Third fastest only for Oscar Piastri. Now it's down to Charles Leclerc, who was quickest in testing. Can he go quickest in qualifying? No, he can't. Third for Leclerc, ahead of Piastri. What about his teammate Lewis Hamilton, who's ended a season without a podium for the first time ever in Formula One? He'll be hoping for some podiums this year. Hamilton to the line, and he's only 5th fastest, and behind Piastri. What about the world champ, Lando Norris, to the line, and he goes to the front row. Decent effort from the reigning world champion. He's on the front row alongside his good mate George Russell, currently on pole by half a second so far in the Mercedes. that Silver Arrow has very much got some speed coming into the new season. Could that be the car that everyone will be finding it tough to beat? Well, we'll wait and see. So let's see what happens to Kimi Antonelli going into turn 3, locking up, and off the track he goes into the gravel, and it's only P7 so far for the young Italian. That will not do well for Antonelli. He'll be hoping that his final run will be much better than that. That mistake is not what Antonelli needed. We're on board then with Kimi Antonelli. He's never had a Grand Prix pole before. He's been on pole for the Sprint of Miami last year. Can he fight for a Grand Prix pole? And for the first time ever, he puts it on pole for the time being. But what about his teammate George Russell? Mercedes are on for locking up the front row for the first race of the 2026 season. Antonelli is looking to get pole unless George Russell can take it away. And at the moment, he is rapid on his teammate. Purple in the first sector, purple in the middle. Can George Russell start the 2026 season, start the new era by taking the first pole on 2026 to the line? And he does it by 0.3 of a second. George Russell will start 2026 from pole position unless someone can stop him. We're on board with Oscar Piastri in the McLaren. Has he got any pace to challenge the Silver Arrows for the front row or maybe pole? Here comes Oscar Piastri. He was denied from the World Championship last season, wants to fight for it this season. He goes to the line and it's only third for Oscar Piastri, 8.5 tenths off pole position. What about Charles Leclerc? Can he get away? Can he get up to pole? No, he can't, but he's ahead of Piastri and in third. What about Isaac Hadjar in the Red Bull? His best qualifying result was 4th before. Can he match that today? Or do better than that? It's third for Hadjar. What a way to start his Red Bull campaign. Outstanding for the young Frenchman. What about the world champ? Lando Norris to the line, only 6th fastest for Lando Norris. Not a good session there for McLaren. Hamilton only 7th in the Ferrari, and that would do nicely. Now we're on board with the rookie on debut, Arvid Lindblad in the Racing Bulls. Can he get himself anywhere near the top teams? Lindblad to the line, and it's 8th. Not a bad start on his debut in Formula 1. What about his teammate Liam Lawson? Can he get ahead of him? And he does. Lawson up to 8th. Lindblad will start 9th for his debut, but nobody could stop Mercedes and George Russell, who takes the first pole of the new era for Formula 1. What a way to start 2026 for George Russell and for Mercedes.
Okay, mate, so as they say around here, that was a fair dinkum lap. Pole position.
Great job. Well done, team. Well done. Get Kimi's car back out as well. Awesome. What's that, sir?
George, pole position, well done. So controlled, well done.
Merci.
George Russell has proven why he is looking to be a favourite for the championship this season, and he bags the first pole position of 2026 with a barnstorming lap. Let's see what Mercedes can do tomorrow.